So carrying on the marketing mix, we've got promotion. I always divide up promotion into two main areas, above the line and below the line promotion. First of all, what I like to do is think basically above the line is A, therefore that is advertising. Below the line, I just consider it as everything else that isn't advertising. So looking at above the line first then, advertising, you could describe it as being either persuasive or informative. Depends on the type of product, obviously depends on which one you should choose. So persuasive tries to create an emotional feeling for consumers. Things like, showing attractive models driving sports cars and things like that. This is making consumers want to think that, hey, I want to be, in that position. Emotionally, I want to achieve that. But likewise as well, charities will use emotion, and John Lewis Christmas adverts will use emotion to try and get consumers to engage with the brand. And then the other way of advertising, informative here. Maybe if they're giving you a statistic about a PC you could buy, the latest phone, health ingredients on food, this would be informative advertising, and therefore is obviously for a target market that's buying it for a specific performance reason. Okay, so there are two different styles of advertising. The other thing you need to consider with advertising is where to advertise it, and the kind of the big analysis around this goes to, will your target segment actually see that type? So whether it's TV advertising, cinema, social media, or websites, magazines. Social media advertising is really popular on exams at the moment because obviously it's newer technology, young audience doing exams, and therefore it's appealing for them, but also it's just becoming such a big area in advertising. So something I always find interesting about cinema is they tend to say that cinema goers are actually, going to the cinema is a luxury, therefore people who go to the cinema, you tend to advertise products which are more expensive, not necessities, but actually luxurious products. If we look at social media, we obviously need to consider that you're going to target younger people on social media. Okay, it can be cheaper because it's very easy to create, and it's very easy to segment. Social media is contextual, it knows information about the users. If you've listed what your hobbies are, your relationship status, advertising will therefore be contextual and will only target the right consumers for that product. You will have to think about evaluating the problems of social media, and so what you need to say is essentially think about it like a technology question. If ever there's a technology breakdown, is that going to interfere the message being communicated to consumers? Think about your demographic. If it's an older demographic, are they actually on social media? And I also think social media is changing all the time as well and going in and out of trends, so it's hard to judge where to advertise on social media. Okay, moving on to below the line promotional methods. I've put down a list of examples here. So these are all the other ways, other than advertising, that you can try and increase awareness of your product. Free samples, you'll see this walking around supermarkets when they're asking you to try something. This is a promotional method that's obviously trying to get you to think, right, yeah, I like it, I'm going to buy more of it, fine. Offers such as buy one, get one free, that's making you try something for the first time. That might create brand loyalty. If you haven't, it might persuade you to buy it initially, especially if you've got price elastic demand and you're going to be more reactive to an offer, and therefore you might actually want to be loyal to that brand later. Loyalty cards, used very commonly with airlines and supermarkets, but essentially if you have a card and every time you purchase something from that brand, you're going to get rewards for that, and it might actually persuade you to stick with one brand over changing to others through the time. Direct mail basically means junk mail. So there's definitely some clear disadvantages with direct mail in terms of bad reputation, and getting your business will actually be known to be somebody that's actually spamming a lot of inboxes. Okay, and sponsorship then, so supporting big events or athletes or celebrities with that product, so that can actually raise the image of your brand there. Now, evaluations for promotion. What you've got to consider whenever you're analysing and evaluating any method of promotion that you've seen in your exam depends on the finance available. There is no point talking about advertising on TV, the most expensive method of advertising if we're talking about small business with limited finance. Depends on the type of product. Of course, some products are displayed really well. You can have free samples, you can have loyalty cards. But for example, loyalty card, you need to be able to buy, repeat purchases. When others, there aren't repeat purchases, so they need to use a different method. And then last evaluation depends on the target market, which I've already set up here. So you need to consider who is buying it and whether it'll actually be effective for all